Hi everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for July 19th. Almost done catching up. If you haven't been binge watching my mass upload, heat wave, miserable, couldn't film, cool now, filming, saying it won't happen again, probably will happen again, really preventing it from happening again, trying my best. Okay, let's get to it before I do any more weird movements with my hand. I'm just gonna tuck this hand right there so it can't be weird. At Alexis's, Julian comes over. He asks Alexis to be a witness for his defense. Okay, let's see how this conversation's gonna go, because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna go easily. She doesn't think the bar would be too happy with her, but he's not asking her to perjure herself, just tell the truth. Basically to testify that Olivia was threatening him the whole time. She was a first-hand witness on the bridge. He thinks her testimony can make all the difference. She would consider it if someone else were to testify, him, right now, apparently. She cross-examines him. You know, what happened before that caused him to take her to the pier and hold a knife to her throat. He wants to focus on the conversation on the bridge, but Alexis keeps looking at the big picture. How was she watching him the entire time? Why couldn't he have warned her? He says she could have suspected Alexis knew if, you know, if she even suspected that Alexis knew, she would have just killed her. So that's not a risk he was willing to take. Can anyone corroborate any of this? No. Well, there's no evidence of duress then. He says he does have proof. He wants to enter the letter he wrote her into the record. He loves her so much. It was all about protecting her, this, that, and the other thing. And now at Crimson. Nathan comes into Crimson. Nina says Valentin isn't staying away from her. She shows him the nonprofit paperwork. She's thinking of giving him a second chance, but she needs conclusive proof that he's really changed. Oprah comes in. She's in good spirits and has business to discuss with Nina. A more cutting-edge medical column for Crimson. Nina doesn't think it's a good fit. I mean, they already have their health and beauty, and they're not really looking to get into the medical journal game. Nina says she'll call around, though. So Liesel, I know I usually call her Obrecht. I don't know. So heads off for her final paycheck at the hospital. At General Hospital, Hayden and Finn come in. He's been clean for 90 days and found a better house for them. Griffin comes over, then Monica, they have a serious talk. He panics and thinks the results were tampered with again, but they're clean. Everything is good. He gets a text. He's needed on the 10th floor conference room. He's officially reinstated. Surprise! It's a surprise party for him with like pretty much the same people. So I guess they took a different elevator, rushed up to the 10th floor, was like, surprise! Finn is appreciative of all of them. Hayden is so happy and ready for the normalcy of life. Ain't that the truth? It is wonderful. Just living a normal life, not under a cloud or anything. It's wonderful. Her and Liz have a really nice talk, but it all feels so bittersweet because, like, I know that Rebecca Pudding is gone. So, like, I can't even enjoy these scenes with her because I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter how much I enjoy. They're going to do something horrible to you. So they're like doing a toast to a doctor who sometimes had to break the rules and this, that, and the other thing. And Obrecht's hearing this and kind of sees the surprise party taking place while Griffin's, giving the toast. And for some reason, she thinks it's for her. So she, like, when the toast is done, she, like, comes in and is like, and they're like, to Finn. And then she's like, and I'm like, what? In what world? Did you think this was for you? Like, it made no sense, to be quite honest with you. It just made no sense. So she storms out. All these people who just got you fired are, like, gonna have a party for you and praise you for what you did. Like, I don't understand. It just, I don't know, maybe it seems a little out of character because it's just dumb. So Hayden, actually, this whole way they got Obrecht was just, sorry. So Hayden comes after her. She tells her she's lucky she's not in prison. Hayden says she did get results when she was caring for patients. Like, no one will take her away from that. But Hayden looked at her background check, and says that she's basically two people. One will do anything to help others, and one that will do anything to destroy someone. Finn breaks this whole conversation up. He's ready to move on with their life. He and Hayden go back to the room, and Obrecht storms off. Walks off, storms off. At the PCPD, Laura calls Dante about Spencer being missing, but he's run off so many times, it's like, is he really missing? Is he missing? Is Chandler gonna be like, oh, I brought him here? Like, what's gonna happen? She tells him how aggressive Spencer has been about getting the inheritance from Valentin. Laura tells Kevin what happened with Valentin, Dante tells her they're looking for Spencer. Laura thinks Spencer would have covered his tracks or sent a message making sure no one was worried, like he at least does that. And Laura thinks it's Valentin because Spencer told Charlotte about him. Also, Spencer's suing Valentin for wrongful death. So all of a sudden, this whole Valentin may have taken Spencer thing is making a lot more sense to people who aren't Laura. So Valentin loses either way, as long as if this thing goes to trial, Valentin loses either way. Public humiliation, even if he's public, being called out in public, even if he's cleared, because once you ring that bell, you can't unring it, or he has to give them all the money, and he wants the lawsuit to go away at any expense. So Nina comes in. Nathan asks her about the day Spencer came to Windermere. She also tells him about the time he came to her office, and she asks if he took off again. He tells her Spencer Cassadine has disappeared, and suddenly it's not so amusing to her. Why was it ever amusing? I don't know. So back at the Metro Court, Charlotte doesn't want to leave Valentin. She wants to see Lulu and them still, and Valentin says that that's perfectly okay. Valentin gets alert on his phone about a possible child abduction at the park. Doesn't seem too bothered by it. So Valentin suggests going to Windermere to visit the horses. Then Laura and Kevin come in. Dante comes in too. He needs to ask Valentin a few questions. And I'm like, yes! Charlotte asks Laura if she's sad because of Spencer. She says how Valentin said she wouldn't be seeing Spencer anymore. That's interesting. So they ask her more about that. Laura suggests taking her home. Charlotte wants to wait. She asks if they're asking her dad more questions. And she's like, yep, asking him more questions, helping the police, this, that, and the other thing. Back at the PCPD, Dante brings Valentin in. Nina is immediately defensive that Spencer told Charlotte about what happened with Valentin and Nicholas. He calls Spencer a bully and a precocious little jerk. Nina seems kind of shocked. And yeah, that's not appropriate to talk about a child like that. But he says he would never harm a child. Dante thinks Valentin sees Spencer as someone who needs to be removed. He even asks Nina if Valentin would get rid of Spencer. Nina says it's bad police work to jump to conclusions. Apparently Nina's the police queen now. So Nathan says a witness came forward who saw Spencer being dragged out of the park, and the description matches Valentin / straight up is Valentin. So now end scene. Alexis doesn't think anyone will believe the letter. He asks if she needs more proof. She asks why he left her. He says he didn't. Why didn't he find her after the bridge? He says it's still about protecting her. He didn't want to implicate her. He says he was really leaving the country that night, but he had to see her again and spend one more night together. She says the prosecutor will tear her apart. She's a liability to him. And then someone's at the door. She's handed a letter. It's a summons to appear at the trial as a witness for the prosecution. Finn thanks them all for welcoming him back. Finn gets a text. The house they want to look at is free to be looked at after work. Obrecht goes to collect her things. She gets her laptop out and searches for Finn, and then she thinks it's pointless. Then she looks up Hayden, aka Rachel, Berlin. Laura tells Charlotte Dante probably needs her dad's help. Kevin helps all the time. Maybe she should go to Dante and Lulu's and he can pick her up there. Valentin says it must be a mistake. He wants to leave now. Something falls out of Valentin's jacket. It's a Shakespeare script, Spencer's. What is he doing with it? Dante officially arrests Valentin before he says anything. So yeah, we're almost done with the binge-a-thon. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I will see you in 2 seconds for the last one. Okay.